more that I was around, the more I started hearing kids and parents talking about not having good school experiences. And it really kind of breaks my heart because I learned how to play an instrument, theater, art, drama. I actually will have a picture that I painted in 4th grade of Michael Jackson, right? That's pretty phenomenal, right? And so it was big face Michael, not skinny face. And so those opportunities came in school. My parents didn't have to pay an additional $100 to go after work or after school. It happened during the day. The school that I went to thought it was so important that kids value art, music, dance, and all the other things besides English, math, science, and social studies. And it was all integrated in our day. We had a Texas Christmas from my teacher, my 5th grade teacher. I learned how to square dance to Jingle Bell Rock, right, for our Christmas show. But that was my teacher, right? And we did that during the day, like during math time. It was, okay, we're gonna learn about square dancing, and he would tie it in. And so that's what we're trying to create here, a place when kids think back about their academic and education career, they're connected, right? And they're looking at it and they're like, man, that was awesome. And so for us, sport, and almost everybody in this building, sport is was the focus of our life for a very long time. We have 22 teachers. I want to say 15 of them played at least at the collegiate level or higher. So the folks that are in front of your kids can eliminate those excuses as well. So if they're saying, I'm tired because I had a game, I can't do my work. Well, let me tell you about time. Right? If you plan on going to college and being a college athlete, they start at 6 and they leave at 10.
It's 5:30.
Right?
It's 5:30.
I don't know, I was joking for like.
Yeah. It's 5:30.
So we're trying to prepare them and get the endurance ready so when they get there, they're not having to transition, right? They're having a rigorous program from middle school. And so all these different experiences that I had, when I was in graduate school, my roommate was in medical school. Intellectually, we were compatible, the same. But he would get up at 7 and go to the library. So it was in Miami, so we lived a little bit from the beach. So he would walk past the beach, go into the library for 8 to 9 hours on Saturdays. I just kept thinking, like, I could do that, but it would take me a long time to build up that kind of endurance. He was trained to have that kind of stamina, academic stamina, right? To go to school all day and then come home and learn an additional 200 pages of information, then go back to school and learn that. So our kids have to be put in this position, or these positions, to excel. It's not just saying I want to be a professional athlete. I have to be willing to take 1,000 cuts, 1,000 buckets. Steve Kerr said he made 1,000 jumpers a day. That's Steve Kerr. He's just kind of an average player, right? So imagine what the superstars are doing. And so if they don't know that because all they see is game day, somebody has to train them to do that. And that's what legacy is about, giving that opportunity for kids at a very early age and practice getting them to where their goal is, not just having this dream. And so now, can I get some volunteers to share out why they chose or why they felt like legacy was a good fit for them? Anyone? Yes.
Yes, I just want to point out the fact that Steve Kerr was an awesome three-point shooter.
He was, yeah.
That's it. Thank
Okay.
you. Glad to be here.
Any students? Why you chose here? Yes, sir. For baseball. What about baseball? Because there's baseball in every. What grade are you in? So there's baseball. You can play baseball anywhere.
I don't know, play for the school, I guess.
Okay. Anything else? If you've been to the information sessions, yes, ma'am.
I believe that the school may have better, like different ways of teaching, and like if you could show different ways of teaching, it kind of helps you learn in a different way. So I thought it would be kind of unique to learn.
Excellent. Any parents want to share? Yes.
I'm to the point, I've been playing baseball all my life. My son, Matthew, y'all know. I'm to the point where I can't teach him anymore. We play Little League, we play select ball, we play everything. He knows everything now. So I can't, somebody else got to look at him and teach him. And I felt this was going to be a good environment, family. I know a lot of people here, and I think it's going to be a great thing.
Yes, sir.
I played minor league baseball for 2 years. In college, one of the things that upset me the most was we would have great teams going into the fall. In the spring, a lot of the guys would not be eligible because they didn't get their schoolwork. When I heard that it was a no pass, no play type thing, if you didn't get your schoolwork, you wouldn't even practice, that sold the deal for me. Education for me is very important, okay? Because after we get through playing, we got to figure out what we're going to do the rest of our lives. Like I said, I played for 2 years minor league baseball, ended up breaking my wrist and I couldn't play anymore. Luckily for me in my contract, I played with the Yankees and the Padres. I had the Yankees to pay for the rest of my schooling because I was on scholarship. So I was able to come back and finish. So at least I was smart enough to do that. So what I'm saying is, hey guys, come here, have fun, play sports. You got great teachers and great coaches here. Make sure you get your education, because without that, you will not even be on that field. Okay?
Thank you. Anyone else before we? Yes, sir.
Yeah, again, my name's Igor Coney. And I didn't play sports, but my son talks to me about sports constantly. And when his mother brought this to my attention, I came home, me and my son watched like 5 videos of what's this all about. And when, just what you actually said about them using the sports to incorporate, to help them with their education, I was sold. I was sold right there. Now we're gonna have, me and my wife, we still putting together, we're gonna have to make a lot of adjustments with our schedule, getting them to school. I mean, total adjustments. But to be a part of something that I know they're gonna help my son, that it just blows me away. So thanks, we're grateful being here.
So, it's no different. When I met Carrie, she said the school's gonna be in spring. And I was like, oh, well, whenever you open one on the southwest side of Houston, call me. I'm the guy for that one. And so, just the more I thought about it, and started thinking like if I would have designed a school or a job myself, it wouldn't have been in this vein, right? So this is something that was presented to me. So I'm making an adjustment for my family as well. I'm traveling about 40 minutes. I'm the drop-off person for my kids, right? And so we're making some adjustments, but I just couldn't pass up the opportunity. And you know who stuck in the back of my mind? Steve Stowe, right? I already had that happen to me once, that you could be somewhere else if you would have just really thought through the process. Where I could have said, the job that I was currently at was 5 minutes from my house, 5 minutes from my kids' school, right? But it was traditional, and I was fighting every day to try to change the culture. And here it is now, Carrie would call and say, what should be the policy for this? Well, if it was me, I would do this. And so next thing I know, I'm reading her policy, and I'm like, man, that sounds like what I would do, right? And so it was pretty cool to see. So our goal is to ensure that your kids are having a good time learning. Kind of moving into the academic piece in our policies, right? And so they're different, right? You've heard us, and it's almost kind of, we want it, but it's weird when there's no constraints, right? So when we talk about no dress code, it's like, but they don't have any t-shirts. We're running out of t-shirts, and they got to have this on. We're we're trying to eliminate everything that keeps kids from being in these classrooms to learn, right? So if learning is the most important thing, anytime you take a kid out for not having his shirt tucked in, learning becomes a little less important. Anytime you take it because they have on a blue shirt instead of a red shirt, learning becomes a little less important, right? And so we're trying to eliminate that. And so when we talk about what we do have to wear, we are branding our product. We are branding our school. We are not controlling what kids want. We want people to go out and see Legacy and see a kid from Legacy and say, man, that kid is phenomenal. And so when they know you get a Legacy kid, they know excellence is going to happen with whatever they do. And so that is why when they're in casual dress, they have Legacy on, because in a school environment that looks pretty normal. Kids have on the school attire that they attend. But we also have the business casual, right? And so for me, being in high schools for 10 years, and I'm tying young men's ties at graduation, that's an issue to me, right? And the issue is, for the last 13 years, they've been told to wear khaki red, khaki blue, khaki green. But they were never taught what they were going to have to do when they go to the interview at the university. And that's put on a shirt and a tie and look comfortable, right? How many of you have interviewed a high school kid and his jacket is down here and his tie is hanging down here, and he's like, all I have are my baseball socks, and Mom, you rushing them out? Well, just put them on, because we got to be on time, right? And so all those things matter, because if you're going to a job interview and there's 5 people and one looks really comfortable, the hiring agent is going to say, that's the guy I want. It looks like he's been doing this for a while. He looks experienced, right? And so we want our kids to practice that. We want them to develop their own style. We want them to say, okay, today, what do I have going on today? Oh, there's a lunch and learn. Mom, I can't dress casual. I got to put this on. Does this match with this? Right? And just speaking from a guy's perspective, I have 5 sisters, 5 older sisters. So I was trained really to be a woman. But,
So you're the girl,
yeah,
you're the boy Karen.
So I know all the things they need to match, right? And how they're supposed to match, and all the hair products that go on, right? As I detangle my son's hair in the morning. And so, you know, those things matter. And I've been at the executive level hiring folks, and it was so tight that it come down to, did his shoes match his belt? Because that means he's paying attention to detail. And so there was somebody that was watching, and that was their vote. And so if you are training kids for all these different experiences that we have, we don't want them to be eliminated for something that doesn't matter. They still have to do the work, right? But we don't want them to be eliminated because we didn't teach them something. That they came and did everything we asked them to do, and it wasn't enough for them to be successful, or to get the job, or to get the college scholarship. So our policies are designed to build them up, to give them experiences, not to control the learning environment. Learning is going to be our most important priority.